Yes. Okay, are we ready?
I am. Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Oh, no, I don't like this. Go away.
Baby.
So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching. Welcome to another episode of Face Her. Today, we are talking to the phenomenal Kerie-Ann Lawrence, and I'm going to have her introduce herself. So, Kerie-Ann, tell us a little bit about you. Who is Kerie-Ann beyond the bio and beyond the titles?
Thank you so much for having me here today, Deborah. I am super excited. But before I answer the question, may I please do one thing first?
Of course.
I always travel with my oil. So this,
Hmm.
I have lavender with me today. It's the oil of communication, and I really just want to make sure that I'm communicating from the heart. I just want to take a few deep breaths to get started.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, imagine lavender
Yes.
smell.
Imagine walking through a garden of lavender. Oh my gosh, I'm even rubbing it on my chest, on my heart. So, yes, now I'm ready. Awesome.
Okay.
Well, my name, like Deborah said, I'm Kerie-Ann Lawrence. I am a registered nurse and a health coach, and I really want to talk a little bit as to the woman I am beyond the title, as you said. Beyond being a nurse, I am a woman who has walked through burnout, walked through the fire, walked through the process of healing from a traumatic disease or a condition. I don't like the word disease, dis-ease in the body. I am a
Mhm.
woman who loves nature. I have amazing children that have grown, that are grown into amazing young men. I am a lover of plant-based lifestyle. I love walking outside in nature. I love hanging out and just singing. There's birds literally perched a nest right at my door, and I'm gonna let
Mm.
my plants die just so that the birds can just continue to live. I'm not even watering it. So who am I? I'm a person who's a visionary. My deepest desire is to see women, especially nurses, because I am a nurse at heart, really prioritize themselves and start doing the work that really allows the person inside to shine, not the mask, not the pretense, not the armor that we show up to work with or to show up in our daily lives with, but to really allow the little girl, the dreamer that's inside of us to come alive. Because now we get to choose. We get to really start not just being a new person, but to really peel back the layers so the true us come alive. So who am I? I am that woman on a mission of doing that for myself and creating a whole movement along with me.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. And I'll come with you on that mission. I'll be one, one of the participants
Oh
for
yeah.
sure.
Do, 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 do.
Okay, so what inspired your mission to help women radiate confidence from the inside out?
Ooh, that's a loaded question. It's a combination of things. I think one of the
Mhm.
first thing is for me when I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. When I look back on when I got that diagnosis, I wasn't very confident.
Mm.
I had determination, had drive. I worked hard. I did all the things that were expected to do. When I real face look myself in the mirror at a point where I had to make a choice between the work that I've been doing for a very long time and choosing me. I chose me. That's when my confidence really rose. Um, when you're able to say, I am betting on myself from here because my body that I'm living in right now is not the desired body that I have dreamt of. It is not what is godlike, is what I thought. It
Mhm.
wasn't godlike because that was not a temple that I honored. So it was I people please, I did all the things, right? So it's
Yeah.
not honoring me. And as a nurse, we're taught to give ourselves and let
Mhm.
ourselves just go by the way. So we forget ourselves. So
Yeah.
when I started that process, when I was able to turn in my resignation and said, this is not for me, that's when I chose myself. And that's when my confidence started to roll in. And along the way, I created a lifestyle that really I became proud of because I started eating, I started taking care of my body, I started prioritizing me, knowing that it's okay to take care of me.
Mhm.
And then I started to find myself. I was like, oh, and when I say find myself, remember the little girl, the stories, the dreams that she had. That's what started to come forth. And as I started to dream and remember, like, I wanted this, it started happening in the sense that I am now living the life that I wanted. I want to be in a space where I feel that I'm valued, not just a
Mhm.
number that's there to feel a shift or a person that's there. I want to feel valued. And that's a
Mhm.
big part of when you take care of yourself, you know your worth. And it's more than just a shift. And also was a period of time when I made a conscious decision to take a job that paid a lot less because it
Mhm.
allowed me the space I needed, the room I needed to work on me. I
Yeah.
got to go to work with amazing, when I say I worked with some amazing people, amazing humans. That really helped me on my journey of healing just as much as I might have touched their lives.
Mhm.
So it was such a reciprocal moment. And if we get to that point, I'll tell you how I even got there. But it
Okay.
is, it
Okay.
was one of those things that
So
really built that.
so your journey through that um challenging um situation is what inspired you to help women?
It didn't, it's not, that's not what inspired me to help women. What inspired, I
Mhm.
always wanted to do it. I
Mm,
always wanted to help women. I grew up where I had a bag. And on that bag, it says anything boys can do, girls can do better, better, better,
better.
better, better. It was like six times down the back. I'll never forget
Wow.
that bag. So what it is, it was instilled in me that I could do anything. And I
Mm,
know that not a lot of women have that. So I've
mhm,
always wanted to give that back. And
mhm.
every time I think about that bag, I remember as a little girl how I was picked on because everybody wanted that bag. Where'd you get the bag? I ain't gonna tell you where I got it. My mama got me this bag. So I was picked on by boys because they were like, that's not true. But everybody wanted a bag. That was
Mhm.
what happened. That's how you build the confidence of your children. That
Yeah.
instilled something in me when I saw everybody wanted them. Means I had something they wanted. That it must be good. So
Yeah.
I believed it. So I've always wanted to. That was instilled. I've always wanted. I saw my grandmother what she did. So I've always wanted to help women. But what it did though, it put a fire under me to prioritize me first.
Okay.
So when I prioritize me, then when I start to shift, then the women can see the difference and say, oh yeah, I can get that too if she came from here. So
Yeah.
that's how it really started. I was like, yeah. So it is just it was a build. It was an opportunity for me to actually start seeing me as the amazing woman I am, the amazing product of my mom and my grandparents, and that
Mhm.
I can allow myself to shine instead of always wanting to fit in a box and be able and hide.
Mm,
So it's me
mm.
starting to come out.
Yeah. I have a question about that later on. So a different type of question. What's one small thing this week that happened or that you saw that made you feel beautiful?
You know, this happened on Monday. And last Monday I went outside. No matter what it is, I just wanted to be outside. And
Mm,
I got to be outside without my dog, by myself. And the sun, when the sun beamed on me, I felt like I was like in heaven. And it just
mm,
radiates. It allowed me to radiate. And I love being outside. So it's like spring, summer is here, and it's like, yeah. So I felt
yeah.
like I was the most beautiful girl. Like I was skipping. People probably thought I was crazy because I was like
You were
skipping,
skipping, really?
skipping down.
I love that.
I was walking and I find myself just moving my hand doing this. This gentleman was parking his car. He says, "I was trying to hurry up and park so that I don't stop you in front." So yeah, so it's the little things. That's what
Yeah.
makes me feel like, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I think we should all allow ourselves to skip once in a while. For me, I don't skip, but I dance. So when I'm out for a walk or when I'm in the grocery store even and
Uh-huh.
I'm listening to music, I literally start dancing. And if I'm with someone, I'll just full out start dancing
Me
because then I have someone with me.
Me too. I love it. Dance is one of my love language, so I get you.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Hot girl confidence.
Ooh.
It sounds playful, but it holds like serious power.
Mm,
So what does that phrase really mean to you, and
mhm,
how does it evolve as you age?
mm.
And I
Hot,
say as you age, but as we mature
you see
even
what
more.
it's all the same. I don't mind aging because
Yeah.
it is part of the
Okay.
process. For
Mm-hmm.
me, hot girl confidence is being able to take up space and knowing that
Mm.
you're here. It's very different from when you are from the way you look, because in your 20s, for example, you're like, oh, I look this way, this is what you got on. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a hot girl with my outfit and all that stuff. When
Yeah.
you hit your 40s and your 50s, like I'm in my 50s, it's just being present and taking up space and knowing that you're supposed to be there.
Yeah.
That's my hot girl
Mm.
confidence. I am here and I'm taking up space, and yes, I have no, I do not apologize for that.
Mhm. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, when you're younger, you don't realize yet how much your thinking is going to change as you get older. And it's a beautiful thing as you get older because it's true when they say that you start caring less.
Careless.
Yes,
You're
it's
right.
so true.
You
Like
care
right now,
less.
I just want to be comfortable. Thank you very much. That's it.
Exactly, right? Because it's like the things that you thought was important, it's like it doesn't matter. That's not important anymore. What's
It's
important
true.
is for me, my children. I've got them through college. Now they're trying to find their way. My here is to be an anchor for them, but also know that it's my time for my life,
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
me to do the things I want to do. And it's like I love that phrase hot girl because it's all about it's your presence, it's how you show up. You take up space.
Yes.
And that's what we're
Yeah.
here to do. And if you
Mm-hmm.
and that's part of the beauty of getting older or maturing or however we want to phrase
Mm-hmm.
it. That's the beauty of it. Because I remember myself as a little girl, I used to pick on my aunts and my mom was like, oh, what y'all doing? And they thought they were it. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, what y'all doing? Especially one of my aunts that's like, she's only like maybe 10 years older than me or so. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, so it's still within kind of like the same. And I used to be like, she was like, "You're gonna get there." She reminded me that
Yeah.
last week, like not
Yeah.
last week, but not too long ago. She reminded me. I was like, "Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm getting there."
Yeah.
So it, it,
Yeah.
it is it's a beautiful thing. There's so much
Mm-hmm.
because not a lot of, not there are some people that we thought would be here and they're not, right?
Yeah.
And it's about how do you experience the joy, the beauty of this? And for me, it goes back to my grandmother. I keep always everything goes back to her. She was so
Mm-hmm.
grounded. When I look back and the things she says, so much wisdom. And she will tell you, like, yeah, when you get older like me, it's a little different. And
Yeah.
when you can't see that at 5, you can't see that at 10. I couldn't even see it at 15, not even 20. But
Mm.
now I was like, I see it and I see my kids look at me differently, and I'm like, oh, here it goes. Here you go.
Yeah.
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 So it's a beautiful thing.
Yes. Most definitely. Most definitely. Um, so have you ever have you ever felt like your confidence or your power had an expiration date?
Um, well, yes. And I tell you what, let me elaborate on that. Um, before before leaving the job, I thought,
Mm,
like I said, I was confident in the job. I'm good at what I do. I'm good being a nurse. I know that, and I was really good at my role. However, along the way, they not everyone sees your confidence. They see you as a threat as opposed to being someone that's there on a mission to support the whole.
mm,
Along the way, that started, they tried to chip away, right? The things that's said, the things that's done, that chips away at your confidence. So you have a different confidence. It wasn't a confidence in, oh, I'm here to take up space. It was a confidence like, I'm here to do a job. I can do this job well. So
mm,
yes, when I decided that, when I was shown, because they showed me that I was not the value that I thought I was, that was when the confidence shook, in the sense that I'm gonna give my resignation right now, walk away. What am I gonna do next? What's gonna be my next? Did I have another job? Yes, because I had more than one. So I
mm,
had another job, but I also knew that job wasn't it,
mm.
right? But I was here for a very long time and I thought I would retire at this place. So that's when that confidence kind of shifted, but it didn't break me. Almost, but it didn't. I found the strength after turning my resignation because it was for my kids. I was like, I have these beautiful boys. They're here in high school. I only have a limited more time. They needed me. I needed them. And because it was after my cancer diagnosis.
Mm.
And I was trying to heal. And the place that I was not supportive of the healing.
Okay.
So I had to choose. When I chose me, I also chose my children. I want my kids to have me around.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the confidence came back. I was like, yeah, this is why I did it. Never once regretted it. Never once did I say I should not have. I I can look back with all confidence, purity in my heart, and say it was the best decision I made. Because when it comes to the life you live, you don't get do-overs. You have to
True.
realize that the kids are here for this time. When they're gone, they're gone. They're like out there,
Mm-hmm.
and I had boys, trust me, they were gonna go away.
Oh yeah.
And I said, ooh, ooh, I want more time. So I don't
Mm,
want to look back on my life when I'm at the end of my life and saying, I wish I had more time. That was
mm,
the opening I needed to confidently do it over and over again. So when I left
mm.
that, then I was able to do this and I was able to take even more chances. Decided to leave all jobs, go travel, do these things. It sets you up for you to live your best life. And that's the work in progress that I'm on. Living my best life is a work in progress every single day.
Yeah. It
Mm,
never stops, no matter how old you are.
never
No.
stops. No.
Beautiful. For women who feel that they are past their prime, because society gives us an expiration date or an expiration age, I should say. What would you say to women like that who feel that way to shift that mindset?
The wait a minute. You're in your prime because you just woke up today. You're in your prime now. It's a
Mhm.
progression. It's a progression. You know, every day I wake up, I thank God that I'm here. because it's the best day that I'm going to live in that day when I
Mm-hmm.
wake up. So when
Mm-hmm.
you're in your prime, it depends on your definition. My definition is a continuous progression to being the best self, the best version of yourself. That's what that prime is. For me, it's not about an age, it's not a number on the scale. It's about where you are here, right? Because what it is, your connection to people, your connection to your environment, your connection to your loved ones, your connection to everything is what helps you and let you know that you are in your prime because you're here. So you continue to evolve, and as you evolve you become. So it's I am continuously becoming. My prime is going to be tomorrow. When I wake up tomorrow, I was like, okay, this is it. And the day after
Yeah.
that, every day I wake up because I firmly believe that every day we're on this side of the earth, we get the opportunity to live full. We get to choose. What are you
Mm-hmm.
choosing? Are you choosing to do
Mm-hmm.
that? That's your prime every day. Because we don't all get to live to be 100. We don't all get to live to be 80. Some people come here and they bless us for 5 years. Some people come and they bless us for 2 days. That was their prime.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a matter of shifting how we see that. Tomorrow is an opportunity for me to be in my prime again.
Yes. I love that. Oh my God. That is exactly how I feel. Because I always felt the need to be active every single day
Mm,
and have the day have a profound meaning.
mm,
But I had to really look inside and decide that even if I don't go out and do something
mm.
um, that will change lives, even if I stay inside and lay on my bed all day and I don't watch Netflix, I watch other things. That is also a way of being in my prime because I am taking care of myself and resting as well. So I really had to shift the way I think about what it means to be in your prime because your prime is however you want to dress your day, basically.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree. It is. Every day you wake up, you get to live in your prime.
Yeah, and I say thank you every month. I'm like,
Thank
even though this morning I woke up and because I have back pain, it
you.
still hurts. And I woke up this morning and I wanted to get up and I'm like, oh God, well, at least I'm awake. Thank you for waking me up, even though I'm in pain.
That's right.
So I totally get it. Like every day is definitely a blessing.
It is a
Yeah.
blessing. Absolutely.
Mm. How, yeah. How do you help women reconnect with their physical selves, especially after years of disconnection, criticism, or shame? And what I mean by that is that, we often live in our heads and we don't pay attention to what we're feeling,
Hmm.
right? So, how do you help those women reconnect with themselves?
I help women reconnect through the power of their plate.
Mm,
And the plate that you carry is so much more than just the physical food. It has your emotional health, your spiritual health, your physical health, your financial health, your spirit, your soulful health, whatever it goes on. Relationships, all those things are part of your plate. So when you use your plate, it's an opportunity for you to nourish yourself through it, an opportunity to pause, to take a pause. What do I mean? Stillness is important. Being present, learning how this is when life meets you. When you're in the stillness of life, is when life rise up and meet you because when you're still, you get to see clearly. So being able to pause, physically, of course, supporting yourself, not just outside physically, but nourishing yourself, truly nursing. That's a better word. How do you nurse this? Nurse yourself um, from the moment you wake up, knowing that when you're balancing your checkbook, you're nursing yourself. That's a form of nourishment. When you are communicating with your family, it's a part of nursing yourself. The relationships you're in, you're nursing yourself. These are the things that helps you to reconnect with the who you are. If you're showing up fully present and connecting to your inner wisdom or the most authentic part of you. What really, how I see it, is a divine exchange. I've talked about that enough. It's a divine exchange when you show up for yourself. And when you are in that process of learning how to reconnect with you, that is most important, because until you truly know how to reconnect or connect with yourself, it's going to be harder to connect with others. And the connection is maybe more dependent on certain things. This is when you have this, well, I'm connected to her because she does this. That's maybe that dependency or codependency. Either way can be, not the healthiest. But when you do connect with you and you know that you're showing up from that version of yourself that's becoming or continuously evolving, then reconnecting or connecting with others becomes so much easier. And those connection also is a reciprocal instead of that codependency or dependency. Now you're independently choosing those connections or being
Yes.
within, in relationship or whatever that looks like for you.
Hmm. I love that. And it made me realize something about myself. When I went through my coaching training, is when I truly got to reconnect with me. Because, in the first part of the training, you literally coach yourself.
Yes.
Or you have, peer coaching sessions. So you have to go through your own stuff
Hmm.
before you move on to clients.
Hmm.
And when I got to connect to myself, or reconnect with myself. This is when I consciously started making decisions about who I connected with, privately, personally, in the job. I really made a conscious decision who I let into my space, into my energy, because I knew that if our energies weren't aligned, um, that it would create a situation for me where I wasn't comfortable, and then I would lose that connection to myself. So I love when you said that, when you connect to yourself first, it makes it easier to connect to others, because that is literally what happened, in my personal situation.
It's a part of the process. That's I think that's everybody, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
we may not have the same language or the same terminology or understand it the way we
Mm-hmm.
do, but it's part of that process. It's a rite of passage. Because the
Yeah.
more you love you is when you can unconditionally love somebody else. The more you
Mm-hmm.
trust yourself is the more you can trust someone else. Because
Mm-hmm.
you may say you trust someone. If you don't trust yourself, it is dependent on something. You can be
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna trust you until you do this. You're waiting for that boom or something to happen. They're like, see, I knew I couldn't trust you. No.
Mm-hmm.
It's about when you trust you, you allow whatever happens and knowing it's just part of that progress. It may not be that the person is, if the person may do something that make you think twice, but it still does
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily mean you distrust yourself or distrust them. You can look at it differently. Like this person made an error if they apologize, if they are
Yeah.
sincere, if this is. So you just look at things differently. And it
Yeah.
starts with you. It's never external. Everything starts on the inside. So once you
Mm-hmm.
start with you, it's a ripple effect. You attract the ones that need to be in your space, and the people that don't need to
Mm-hmm.
be in your space, magically you're like, oh, what happened?
Yes.
The
True.
universe will move on your behalf every day. That's what my friends always, one of my friends said. She's like,
Yeah.
she taught me, she's like, the universe will move on your behalf every day. I remember her
Yeah.
telling me that when I was and I shared a story when I first went on one of my assignments in Georgia, and I'm like, why is everything going wrong today? No matter what, the car gave the wrong directions. I got lost, and it's my first day on the job. It was
Oh
a whole
no.
situation. And she was on the phone. She's like, "Girl, the universe is gonna move on your direction." I'm like, "I can't see it."
It's like when is it
when
gonna happen?
when everything that could go wrong, I promise you did. It took me in every direction. When I thought I was on one direction, it rerouted me, and I was like, and I didn't know any different. But that's Atlanta
Mm,
traffic. But when I said, hold on, let me just call them and let them know what happened, the manager was like, she just started laughing. She says, "Yep, welcome to Atlanta, no worries." And I was having a whole, so the universe will move on your behalf every day. It's always about, are you willing to receive and take notice?
yes, true. Absolutely. Next question. What's one thing you wish more women would say out loud about aging and self-image? Because as I said, society has this expiration date, and
Hmm.
they want us to look a certain way, dress your age, they say. And I have always been the type of person who goes against everything that society wants me to be. Because, I'm of a certain age, I have no children, I am not married, I'm just living my fabulous life. So, what is that one thing you would want women to say out loud to themselves?
That as you age, you're not declining. You don't decline, you're becoming.
Mm.
You are becoming. This is the evolution. This is a part of that process. That like we talk about, and because and as we age, right? We're not only not declining, we're becoming, because this is when we start to find ourselves, as they say.
Mhm,
Because
mhm.
we follow the dream. We follow what the story that we're told. We're supposed to be on a path. You're supposed to go to college. You're supposed to get a good job. You're supposed to stay in the job, get pension. You're supposed to retire there so you can have a retirement, being able to take care of yourself after retire. Like, it's a whole process.
Yeah.
When you disrupt, ooh, that's not okay. That's not okay. Part of my disruption was when I gave my resignation that time. That's how I was able to
Mm,
disrupt the pattern that I fell into. And along the way, I learned how to rewire my brain in the sense
mhm,
of, no, it's never too late. I am never too late to do the things you want to do. Me being a coach is so heart-centered. It's so much who I am. I learned to move from my heart and let my head follow, as opposed to how you
mhm,
always thinking, "Oh my God, this person's out to get me." No, it allows you to move differently, so you become the person that you already are and forgot.
mm,
So it's not like it's new. It's not a new me. No, no. It's the person you are that you forgot, because as a little girl, or as just a young man, it doesn't have to be just girls, but we talk about girls here. But
yeah.
as a little girl, you're told, no, you can't do this, or no, no, you're supposed to do this, or yeah, this is what you're supposed to do. You get I don't want to use the word because it's a little harsh to say brainwashed. It's a little harsh,
Well,
but
kinda. Yeah.
but in essence, we are taking on other people's persona of who they think I should be, as
Mhm,
opposed to you continuing to be you. Because every little no, every I don't know, you shouldn't do this, it peels away and peels back part of who you are, and you take on something else. So that's like a performance. As you age, when you used to eat your 40s, you're gonna be like, that's when you start to realize and come back, because a lot of us already have our children, and our children are growing up and being, so you're no longer in that mode. Your children are growing up. You're like, wow, I this is how that's the life. You have your children, then you retire, and then you do what? No. Now I'm living,
mhm,
right? So yes, I
mhm.
am becoming, consistently becoming. This evolution, I literally peel back the layers. I've evolved. I'm now becoming.
Wow. That's so powerful. My God. And while you were talking, that is literally what Face Her is also about. It's literally facing yourself and seeing who you already are without the noise from
Mhm.
outside.
Yeah.
And it can be scary, but once you see your own brilliance, I truly believe that you become unstoppable.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah.
It's, yes, you do.
Well,
Beautiful.
the next question was going to be, have you ever had a face her moment, a time when you looked in the mirror and decided to meet your next level woman with love and not judgment?
Ooh, girl, yes. I got plenty of those. This process of when you've gone through cancer and you have surgery and you're like, oh, what's gonna happen now? Because I thought I had a stroke afterwards. I was like, listen, I can't remember anything. I can't do this. And it was it was a uphill battle, I should say, with my blood pressure going out of control. All, think about it. I was on blood pressure medicines, and then had needed more. I was on several blood pressure medicine. I was on a CPAP. Yes.
Mm,
I had sleep apnea. I was on a CPAP machine. Then I became pre-diabetic, and then I couldn't remember anything because I took pride on the fact that I remember everything to a T. I didn't need a journal. I didn't need a calendar. Here was my calendar. And it
mm,
started to fail me. I remember having my mirror when I had what I call it is my mirror dance. I had to have a mirror dance. I look in the mirror and I didn't recognize the person on the other side.
mm,
That was part of the journey. It took a whole year post surgery for me to take the first steps. Well, no, not true, because I had quit the job in between. Wait, well, when I
mm,
quitting the job is a huge. So, okay, I take say a whole year before I literally, or 6 months later, year after surgery was like about 6 or 7 months after I quit the job, that I literally had to face that the other person on the side wasn't happy. She was smiling and I could see the pain in her eyes.
mm,
I almost don't even know that person. And I saw, oh my gosh, she's a beautiful girl, but the pain was real. That was when I literally, the second job I had that I just kept, that's when I left that and went towards completely, took things differently. And I asked God, in that mirror dance, I had a conversation with God. I said, if I don't shift, I know I'm not going to be around because I could feel it.
mm,
And the whisper in my ears told me exactly where to go find the job. I went home and I looked, and there was a job. I applied for it that Friday night. Monday, they called me for the interview. I went for that interview. They was like, there's no way. They knew that I was just like, there's no way you're going to take this job. They were trying to get me to go someplace else
mm,
because they said this pay is like way below what you're getting. But they didn't realize God sent me there. So I said, no, I'm going to take this job
mm,
because part of looking in yourself, looking in the mirror is knowing that you've got to trust. See, remember we talked about that a little earlier. We've got to
mm,
trust the process. And I trusted that God will never fail me. Now, was it harder for my children to understand that mommy don't make as much to get you all the things you wanted? Yeah, but they understood that I was prioritizing me. And that first, this is like, this is just one of many mirror dances that I've had. So that's just one to
mm,
share that that was the most powerful because that's when I started to take back me. That's when I started to walk in the walk that I knew would lead me here.
mm,
And I'm still walking in that walk because tomorrow is going to lead me someplace else. Because I'm a dreamer at heart and I have big dreams. And I fully believe that if I act as if I'm already living in the dream, Did you hear that? If I'm already in the
Yeah.
dream, yeah, then it can't go wrong. So
Mm.
and like I said, that one mirror dance was powerful. I've got plenty of more if you want me to talk, but we're just gonna share one.
No, but we have to keep it going
Yeah,
because
I know, right?
no, but that is very powerful. Like, I think a lot of people, well, I wouldn't say a lot of people, but I think people don't always realize how powerful it is to like literally look at yourself in the mirror, like really look yourself in the eye in the mirror. It's scary, but it's so powerful because it shows you part of yourself that you may not have known that was there, you know. So I encourage people to literally stand in the mirror once a week for like 10 minutes and just look at yourself and pay attention to what comes to mind when you look at yourself because it's
So
very
powerful.
powerful.
It's an
Yeah.
amazing thing.
So next question.
Mhm.
Confidence and softness are often seen as opposites because when you're, confidence is sometimes perceived as arrogance. But you can embody both. You can be confident and be soft. I believe that I'm
Ah,
confident
yeah,
and
me
soft.
too.
So how do you stay in your power without hardening?
Wow.
Because sometimes the world
Um,
will try to force you to harden. So how
mm,
do you not?
you know, this is part of that journey to becoming. Because when I'm younger, my younger self would have a different answer from what I'm going to tell you. I
Mm,
don't have to live in the masculine energy and be hard. That's not why I'm
mm,
here. The softness is about me being in my feminine energy and knowing that with that it's enough. Being soft is coming from the heart instead of putting up walls and use defense mechanisms to appear to be in control when
mm,
it's really not control.
mhm,
I love coming from this space. Being soft allows me to connect with others and
mhm,
being able to do that confidently, knowing that in that confidence, there's always vulnerability and both are welcome. Being soft allows me to empathize with others from a level that allows me to see them where they are. That's part of the work I do every day as a nurse, as I nurse people. That's part of me being a coach as I see my clients in their highest version of themselves. That softness allows me to welcome others in and also having the confidence to be who I am without falter. So I show up in that voice every day. That's the goal. That's how I try to move on a daily basis. I say try not because I ain't perfect. Now we all have those moments where we have to catch ourselves and I'm like, that's the old person because we all have triggers. There'll be something there's always something that can trigger you and take you. But the beautiful thing is having resources that no, you can see that and say, no, that's not who I am. That's the version that I used to play when I was in my 20s because that's how I was taught that I had to be to perform at my highest self. I'm not performing for anybody. I am showing up as the best version of me so that I can impact the people in front of me, my patients, my clients, my friends, whoever it is, from a space of knowing that I am enough. So I don't need to be anything else.
mm. I love your answers. Your answers are so, they really inspire you to think and look at things differently.
Yeah.
So I love the way you answer these
Thank you.
questions. So what do you say to women? Because for me, for instance, I'm 47, I'm quitting my job, I'm moving back home, to do all of this and be a full-time entrepreneur. But sometimes, people might say that, oh, you're already this old. Are you sure this is the right step? Although I have to say, people around me have been very supportive and they're always cheering me on. But women who don't feel this way, so for women who feel like it's too late, they're too old, um, what would you say to them to make them feel that it's not too late to be seen or to be heard or to be successful even at a
Mm.
later age?
I think we talked a little bit about that earlier
Mm,
I keep going back to becoming because God knows
mm,
it's like it and we talked about it with your prime. So I it kind of goes hand in hand.
mm.
Did we say as we age, we become wiser? Did we
We
say,
say that, but do we really though?
do you know as we age, instead of aging, you want to say we mature? So as you
Maturing.
mature, you have some experiences that you're going to think of differently. It's your
Mm,
mindset. It's all about what you think. And if you tell me that you want to show up at 20 and you're like, yes, I got it all together. And then at 40, you're like, okay, where am I now? You get to redo, you get to continually evolve. I can
mhm,
say that because in my 20s, I didn't know what was happening. I am I can tell you I am more successful now in my 50s than I was in my 40s. And I'll tell you why. And I'm more successful now in my 50s than I was in my 30s. Because of the fact that I took the time to know me. I had to learn who I am. And what defines success? For me, success is about knowing your worth, knowing you are valued, and knowing that whoever you are today is the best version of you. It's not about the amount of money in my bank account. It's not about amount of people who say, "Oh my gosh, she's the amazing girl." It's what I think. So the question I want to pose is like, what do you think, or what can you recall from a little girl when you used to dream? What did you dream about when you saw yourself as successful? What was your dream? Some people's success was to get married and have children. That was their dream. And they are happy that they've done that. So, what was your dream? So, it all goes back to that. And your dream is fluid. My
mhm,
dream, as it's evolved over time. I remember dreaming of being a nurse. I remember dreaming of being a doctor. And then when was in college, I went and then volunteered, and I was like, oh no, late nights ain't for me.
mhm,
In that perspective, then I went on to being a nurse. And after being a nurse, I was like, oh, why did I become a nurse? I became a nurse because of my experience I had with amazing midwives and nurses when I was giving birth. With my children. I thought about it before because I said, oh, it's a good career. That was very different. It's a good career, different from my experience. When I experienced the power of amazing nurses and midwives, I was like, I knew that's what I was going to do. I went back to school for that because I want to be able to impact the lives of others in that way. So the question goes back. What did you dream of? I dream of being in service with others. It shows up in different ways. As you age, that service may be different. Some people's service is just getting up and helping someone in a garden, teaching them how to garden. I want someone to teach me how to do that because I have all the stuff in the back and I ain't started yet. Someone to teach me. So it's relative. So success is
Mm-hmm.
always relative of how you look at it. I consider myself extremely successful, not because of what's in my bank account, but because I have two amazing boys that I have assisted throughout, that I'm giving back to this world so that they can go out there and do the things that they were brought into this world to do. I have nurtured, I have nourished, and I have cared for them. Giving them enough so that they can have their wings to go is the next best thing. And I am, oh, really ready to release them. That's the part
Be like,
because
go, my children, go
no,
and live your lives.
live your life because I hold on like literally. You don't know how you know how hard it is for me to let go of my boys.
I I know,
I'm
yeah.
sitting here like I have got to let them go, and it's so funny. It's not the older one that's taught me; it's the younger one. He's like, "Mommy, I have got to go," and I'm like, "No, no, no, no! I had
Mm,
to let him go. He's got to
mm-hmm,
learn, right?" So it's like it's about knowing what success is. That to me is my greatest gift
mm-hmm,
that I'm leaving behind. The next one is like, how do I show up and be able to create a foundation for them to build on after I'm gone so that my
mm,
grandchildren and the children after that, the future generations, have something else to hold on to. They can say, oh, my grandma did that, or this, blah, blah, blah. She started it.
mm-hmm,
So now that's where I am. That's a different type of success. That's leaving a legacy. That's part
mm-hmm.
of it for my children. So it shows up in so many ways. It's about meeting yourself and knowing that you are successful every single day you take a breath. Is
Yeah, I
success.
love that. Yeah. And I loved how you talked about how you became a nurse because of the experience you had with nurses, and that is how I became a coach because of an experience I had with more like a motivational speaker,
Uh-huh.
and he taught this trick on how to deal with negative thoughts, and literally it's to give it a shape
Mm.
and to have a conversation with it and to challenge it. It's like, okay, you say I'm not good enough, but where's the proof? Like, what do you mean I'm not good enough? So when I tried that on myself and it actually worked, I was so mind blown, and I thought to myself, I need to share this with more people, because at that time it was around COVID. There was this war, happening, and I saw that a lot of people were in pain, and I wanted to help. Well, mostly my friends, but then I'm telling you, this happened in like a 10-second span.
Mhm.
First, I thought, this is great, it works. I need to tell this to my friends, and then I thought, why just my friends? I should share this with the world. And then I thought, I'm gonna do what he does. Literally, in like
Mhm.
seconds, that was my thought process. And I remember typing in and saying, I want to become a coach just like you. And he was thrilled.
Mhm.
So that was also my inspiration to becoming a coach. Is I saw the power of what this little skill you teach someone, and how it can change someone's perception of themselves and how they feel about themselves. And I thought, this is what I want everyone in the world to know, and hopefully help them feel better about themselves. So that is what your story reminded, is like my origin story of becoming a coach.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when you experience something and it really move you, it literally is a sign and a nudge that you're in the right place. Yeah.
What are some signs a woman is ready to step into her full confidence, even if she doesn't feel ready yet? Because sometimes, you know, when I say to women that I'm a confidence coach, everyone is like, yes, I need that. Yes, I can do with a little bit of confidence. But what are some telltale signs that they are ready to step into it? Because when I offer my services and I tell them how I work, you can see them backtrack, because my work is based on also somatic work. That means you have to
Do the
unearth
work.
some feelings and go through them,
Uh-huh.
and then you see them backtracking because they're like, I want to get to the end goal, but I don't want to do the work.
Hmm.
But what would be the signs that they're ready, and um how would you kind of help them see that going through the motions or going through the emotions is what will get them to the next level?
Ooh, good question. One of the first sign that someone is ready for a shift is when you start questioning things. You start
Mm-hmm.
questioning the story that you've written for yourself for the past, what, the 40 years, 50 years, the story that is written until now. You start questioning, is that my belief or is that what I was told to believe? You start questioning, is this truly how I feel? Or is that what society has taught me to feel? You start questioning, is this the right thing to do? Or is it because I was told that's the right thing to do? Am I on the right journey? So when you start questioning and these things pop up, you're ready for something. You're ready for a
Mm-hmm.
shift. You are getting yourself prepared because by asking questions, the first process of anything is questioning or assessing. I call it the assessment. You're questioning your awareness that things aren't always the way it's supposed to be, or it's not as what it shows. So when you're questioning that, that's a step that you are ready for more. And it's about more leading from, okay, questioning, that's the discovery process, and then helping them to reflect. So, what I
Mm-hmm.
would do is help them to reflect on some of the questions they've had. Can you recall how you felt when you first were told, as whatever age it was, that you need to be a doctor? How did you feel? And then you question, you ask, have them reflect back. When they start reflecting back on owning their part on that journey, that's when you get them prepared to say, "Oh, what's the next step for them after this?" After that reflection is starting to like, "Ooh, they're gonna start to let go of some of those beliefs that they have." And how do you get them from that? It's true through that process again, more questioning so that they can say, oh, wow, that's not how I feel. That's when they're becoming more in that process of that accepting that that was not my real dream. That's somebody else's dream that I am living, that they're living vicariously through me. And then you
Mm-hmm.
start that process. So it's about taking them on that cycle and going through and allowing them to see where they are. And once they're in alignment with where they are now, then they will be ready to take the necessary actions that they need. It's about going that, because in order to really manifest or embody or live the truth, live your truth, you have to be willing to do the steps. And the part of it, they know it's scary. It is scary. And it's messy. Oh my. It's
Mm-hmm.
about being
Mm-hmm.
okay with messy and knowing that when you have vulnerability, it's not a weakness. That's part of the confidence that you're gaining, because you're allowing yourself to truly go down and meet that little girl or the little boy or whatever it is you want to call it. Meet with that and say, oh, living this way, is it serving me? How has it served me? Because it served you in a way to live that way. And then you can really start taking the steps to go further. It's about taking them through a process and a journey. Life's a journey. I didn't get to be 53 with the same mindset I had at 5. But the little girl, the little 5-year-old's vision and dreams It's what guided me, but along the way, it wasn't distorted. So I pick up other people's dream and put it on mine, and then eventually losing, right? So you can take on so much that you lose your way. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the part of, yeah, how do we find that back? Peeling off that layers, going through the process of asking those powerful questions. And they can be very simple questions. You don't have to make it
Yeah.
hard. And the simplest questions is what's going to hit the core. Because once they truly allow that to come up, they won't move. And if they're saying, "Oh yes, I want it," and they're not moving, then the question is, do you love your life the way it is? Is your life meeting you at your highest level right now?
Mm.
That's the power of that awakening. It's about awakening within them more than just, oh, I need that. Awakening from the depths of their soul, like, my gosh, feel like they need, it's like you're betraying yourself. That's how I
Mm-hmm.
felt. I
Mm-hmm.
have betrayed myself. Now my job is to each day see how I can continue to become that little girl at 5 in a powerful way where I embody that at 53, at 54, 55, as I keep going. Because as
Mm-hmm.
I go, I become closer to living in the life that I've already envisioned for myself. Because we all had dreams at 5 and 6.
Yeah.
We
Did I? I
forget
don't
along the
remember my
way.
dream.
We were told we can't dream, all these things. I'm here to tell you,
Mm-hmm.
you can dream again. And when you
Mm-hmm.
dream again, it's not going to be a different dream. It's about you walking towards the dream you have always had and meeting the person that has always been there, still there waiting for you.
To face her.
Yeah, face her. That's
Yeah.
right. You see, that's just a beautiful name. I love it. Mm.
What would you say is the difference between looking confident and really being confident? Because I remember in an interview, someone asked, I think it was Rihanna, how she handles herself when she has a bad day, something around that, and she says, "Fake it till you make it," something like that. And it's what that meant to me is like she pretended to be fine or pretended to be okay when she really wasn't. Now she is of course in a whole different world than we are, but looking confident and really feeling confident are two different things. And I
Mm.
believe that when you look confident, you're not being true to yourself. So how would you coach someone from being looking confident to really feeling confident?
Mm. Well, part of that is like a lot of questions in one. It's a lot of
I
questions.
know.
But for me, when you truly feel confident, then you get to show up as who you are. That's where we are. That's like, it's just being yourself. When
Mm,
you're looking confident and your goal is you gotta look confident because you don't feel verse, that means you're betraying yourself.
mm,
So, how do you go from betraying yourself to always living in the truth? Is allowing yourself to be and showing up in the version of you that's present and knowing it's okay. Now, I can understand if you're in a public figure in a public eye and you're having a bad day. How do you support that? First of all, it's about going to the root of what the problem is. What's really going on? What question you question yourself? What's happening in your life today that's allowing you to feel this way or to be this way? Now, there's a couple of ways to do it. You don't want to show up, even though you don't want to show up just faking or pretending to be confident. What what are some of the things that you can do while you work on the version of you at that point? just maybe reschedule the interview or reschedule whatever is there. Because the goal is not for you to fall apart in front of everybody. That is not the goal. You don't, the goal is to be able to work on you in private. It's to work on you so that you are not like how do I spewing emotions or things on others, because then other people can take that on. You don't want that. What you want is to be able to support yourself in a way that allows you to continuously heal. You may not be your best version of yourself, and it's okay to say that. Say, today, I am not feeling my best, but I'm here anyways. Because from the
Mm-hmm.
heart that I have, I'm here to show up. I'm showing up in spite of, right? You don't have to go into the details. It's just showing up in spite of. And that is what confidence, vulnerability. Love that. Because once you can do that, that tells me that you are already on the path to healing, because you're showing up, not appearing broken, because that's not how you showed up. You confidently said, I am not feeling my best. I am here showing you the best version of me that I can today.
Mm.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
And
I
that's how
love
you
that.
continue to work to get to that true confidence. When you get to
Mm-hmm.
that level, it's about walking. And again, it's not perfect. It's like I don't want to make it seem like, oh, you're here and then you've arrived. You have not. Because something else will show up that allows you to go through that process again. Something will always show up. When you
Mm-hmm.
just as moment you think, I might not have arrived, I'm here, I got this, something else happens. And you have to go through that healing process. But the difference is having the support that you need to support you on the way, having resources, having tools. It could be a coach, something or someone that's going to help you be the vet, help you see within you what we see. Because that's the part, that's the difference. A lot of confidence. We may see them like, oh my God, they got it all together. You're so confident. You're amazing. And inside, they're suffocating. But that could
Mm-hmm.
be any reason. So it's how do we get them to see what we see, or see themselves even in a different light or a better light? It's about supporting, right? And knowing that you get to show up exactly where you are, who you are, and do that, because confident vulnerability ain't nothing like it. Being vulnerable is part of the process of growth. And we're not doing it as a destruction or as to self-sabotage or to make, oh, for pity. No, you're just showing up and saying, I am not the best version of myself today. This is all I have, and I'm showing up here. Phrase it however you wish. The phrasing is different.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you start in that process, and knowing, and that's part of growth, and that's also part of becoming, because you'll learn instead of faking it, just acknowledging it.
I love that, acknowledging it. I think we are so used to going through the motions that we don't acknowledge what we feel or what is actually happening,
Mhm.
because we have to get to what we need to get to. But when you stop and acknowledge, that is the first steps to
It is.
basically getting better and healing.
It is. And
Yeah.
society have taught us a different way. This is part of it, right? You gotta show up. Society teaches you, you gotta come up and you hustle, you gotta do it, you gotta do all the things. You don't. You just show up with the best version of you and let them know. And that's
Well,
part.
sometimes, especially when you're going through menopause or
Woo!
perimenopause, the best version of you, you don't want to see. You don't want to see this version of me today.
Don't say,
When I don't want to talk to anyone, if someone says one wrong word, it's
ooh.
war.
You know, right?
So
It's
yeah.
like, ooh. I said, don't say it out loud, because it's real over here.
No, I'm so happy that we get to work from home, because honestly, I have mornings where I just do not want to talk, and I'm like, if I had to be in the office right now, I would find a corner to sit in and would literally, and I did that in my previous job. It's like, okay, I need no one talk to me today. And I would
That's
sit in the
right.
corner until I was ready to socialize.
Mhm.
And luckily, I had colleagues who understood that and
Mhm.
didn't feel any type of way because they know who I am and I'm always talkative and whatnot. But we have those days where we
That's
don't want to
sweet.
talk, and I would say that. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
when you're honest, it's all about being your authentic selves. And once you do that, you'll be loved. You will be loved or beloved or however you want to say. It. You will be loved
Mm-hmm.
for who you are. And
Mm-hmm.
then, ooh, and that also gets to show you who don't need to be in your space, right?
Yes,
You get to weed them
exactly.
out if they cannot accept you in the space that you're in
Mm-hmm.
and see you as
True.
whole regardless. That's the key.
That
See
Yeah, I
you as
found
whole
that
regardless.
people, yeah, yeah. When in my personal experiences, I found that people, they don't always look at the whole, but they look at certain parts and then make certain assumptions about you or decide that you are from that certain part, you are in it. They start seeing you in a totally different way, and in my head is I'm like, yeah, but that's not Deborah as a whole. That is just this tiny part of Deborah. The other part of Deborah is fabulous. But
Yeah,
like you
right?
said, no one is perfect, and I don't like the word perfect because I feel perfect is subjective, because what's perfect for me is not perfect for you.
Exactly.
So I'm like, I always look at people as a whole and what they bring, the energy they bring, and if they show a certain part of themselves where I'm like, uh I don't like that part, but as a whole you are a good person.
Mhm.
I'm like, hey, we'll continue this relationship regardless.
Yeah.
But I always feel that we should look at the whole
Mhm.
and not just parts of how people are. um
Yeah, we all
and
have
of course,
individual parts now. Come on. Let's be real. We
yeah,
all have parts that may not be the best version of ourselves. Because
true.
along this journey, the journey to healing or to living our best life, I always say it's not we talk about the word perfect. I don't like it. It's imperfectly yours. It's
Mm,
imperfectly yours. It's not about being perfect. It's just knowing that it's yours. So no matter what
mhm,
it is, it's perfectly yours. No matter how
mhm.
imperfect, I should say. I think I said that wrong. I always say my phrase and sometimes see I'm messing up my own phrase. It's no matter, no, I always say no matter how imperfect you may think the journey is, it's perfectly yours.
Yes.
So it's for you to know that what's perfect for you may not be perfect for someone else or the other person, but embrace it. That's part of who you
Mhm,
are. The
mhm.
journey is here. It's ups and down. If I can't imagine what's perfection, because perfection is how I show up every day in who I am, knowing that all the parts are welcome, and if all the parts
Mhm.
come, I'm good.
Yes. All the parts are welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're getting towards the end of this podcast. And I always end with a few questions. So what I wanted to ask is, if facing her meets, let's start this again. If facing her means meeting the woman you're becoming with open eyes, what part of her are you most excited to meet next?
Oh gosh. You know what? Great question. The next part, the exciting part that I'm ready to meet, I'm already in her, is the phase post my nursing career. It's the phase post nursing. What it looks like. I've envisioned that. I've envisioned what my days will look like. I've envisioned where I'm going to live. I've envisioned the amount of people I'll have around me. I've envisioned the life to the point where I think I'm already living it.
Yeah. Isn't that what they teach us to do? Actually, it's like we're in it.
Living in my dream.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I am bringing the future to me. And if I live this way, I embody that. I know what I am doing. I am literally
Yeah.
setting myself up for success. Because remember, the story, it gets bigger. The story is written by you. And we all have them. So it's up to us to like just create it here. And so that's why I'm always like, we gotta learn to dream again. We're in a space where a lot of people have forgotten how to dream. We're no longer dreaming, or we don't think our dreams are possible. I'm here to tell you your dreams are possible. I'm here to tell you to keep dreaming. And if you don't know how to dream, maybe it's time to sit down with someone who can help guiding you, right?
Exactly.
Because dreaming is one of the things that we've had that since we can since we were little girls. When they used to read bedtime stories to me, I used to dream I was a princess. Now I know I'm a princess. Actually,
Princess Kerie-Ann.
so yeah,
I love that.
it is part of the process. Welcome to my
Yeah.
queendom.
Perfect. Yeah. Please save me a seat.
Yes, I will.
Okay, so the last question.
Ooh,
What's one, yes, what's one courageous question you hope every listener asks herself before the week is out?
ooh. This is a good question. So I need to ask you in a question.
Yes.
Mm. Ah, what would change? What would change if for just one day, you believe you are enough?
Wow. Wow. That is powerful. That is a powerful question.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think that would open up a whole new world for people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
opened up a lot for me because
Yeah.
I didn't always think I was enough, but now I know.
Mm.
I
Beautiful.
am enough.
Beautiful. Thank you. And on that note, I think that's a perfect way to end this podcast. Thank you so much, Kerie-Ann, for your presence, for your light, for your guidance, for your wisdom, and for your words. I love you're my personal Maya Angelou. I love when you speak because you bring so much inspiration.
Thank you.
So thank you for joining. And is there anything around your coaching that you want to promote or let people know?
Well, at first, I want to thank you so much for this opportunity. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself, and I can't wait to come back to face her if you have me again, because I'm just
Yes,
going
of
to invite
course.
myself. But I really want to share with my audience the question I just asked. I'm just ask yourself if just for one day you thought you were enough, what would that look like? I want my wish that is for you to get a pen and paper out and just write that down and see whatever reson and see what comes out, and do it
Mm,
from a space of love, not judgment. I want you to
mhm,
come from a space of love, not judgment, no matter what's on the paper. So
mhm,
if you did that and then send that in and let us know, share it with us in social media. If you want to drop it in my DMs or drop it in Deborah's DMs, that's fine, and she'll share it with me. But I'm at the Apothekary. You can follow me on Instagram, YouTube here. You can follow me everywhere. It's Theapothekerie. So it's my name. Apothekary is my name. Kerie. Yeah, how to spin. So you can follow me there. And if you would like to just go on my website. My website is carrieannlawrence.com. You can visit me there. I would love to have you. If you have questions, you can DM me. I am open to responding, and I always do. And or you can email me at info@justgreenliving.com. I look forward to hearing from you. It's been an absolute pleasure, and thank you again, Deborah. I had a blast.
thank you.